Association of Research and Enlightenment, or Edgar Cayce, he suggested that you spend 5 to 10 minutes every night before you go to bed on what it is you want to attract. So in other words, others would say it this way. They'd say, go into a workshop in your mind and actually envision yourself receiving what it is. Like, get clear about what you want and see yourself getting that or achieving that. Because another law that's believed by these individuals, Emmett Fox, Plummer, Randolph Price, Stuart Wald, and so on, is that there's nothing you cannot be, do, or have. Okay, there's nothing you cannot be, do, or have. That is considered universal law as well. So then, in turn, here's another idea. If you're not receiving what you sincerely desire, you are probably considered to be out of alignment with your request. Okay? So what do we mean by you're out of alignment with your request? Well, you have to ask yourself, am I vibrationally aware? Am I receiving what it is I'm desiring? Because what will happen if you're resisting is you're disconnecting yourself from what's called source. Okay, so resistance is saying, I want it but can't have it. You're just disconnecting yourself from source. Now, your attention to something, just basic attention to something, invites it in. So what are you focusing on every day? Sometimes we drive to work 20 minutes and we're focusing on things that are random, that probably are negative, that are like, hope this doesn't happen, hope that doesn't happen. Well, it's believed that your attention actually invites things in. So you want to look at, trusting the universe, the abundance of the universe, that it will provide, and that you, in fact, are worthy of receiving what the universe can offer you. And be clear about what it is you want and so forth. I have also heard the concept before that the universe is an impartial shipping clerk, right? It's kind of like putting in your order to Amazon, but it's the source. And so if you're not clear, it's like you've got to fill out the application or you've got to place the order correctly. Okay, so, this impartial shipping clerk wants to send you something. Well, what if I say, I would really like a comfortable shoe, but I don't tell you the size, I don't tell you whether I'm wanting a sandal or a boot, all of that matters. And you don't have to get it down to something highly specific, because then you could rule out something even better for yourself. But you do want to be clear enough that you are expecting a certain type of result. And, you don't even have to make it concrete. Like, again, you might instead want to look at what you want in life, like not a certain kind of job, unless, in fact, you do want a certain kind of job. You may want to look at seeing yourself being the best version of yourself. And you may know what your skills and desires are and needs are and all of that, but especially your talents and abilities and all. So see yourself in that environment, and what would that look like? That would be a good idea. Okay, back to universal principles. So whatever you give your attention to, because remember, your intention's inviting things in. Whatever you give your attention to, it is said, will unfold in your experience. So you definitely want to be grateful. You want to give your attention to gratitude. You want to believe things to be positive. And all of this will create a higher vibration. So your level of expectancy, okay, like what do I expect to have happen, is going to be huge to what you create. Now, let's continue with the universal law. So you often create, it's believed, by default. And it's because we don't really just recognize that we're creating our own reality. In fact, another way to say it would be you're co-creating. In truth, you're co-creating your reality with your environment, with certain things that have been set up in your life. And if you say, well, if I weren't born to these certain people, or if I'd had a better, background, whatever. But the truth of the matter is that it's also believed in metaphysics that you were born to exactly the right people for what it is you're seeking to learn. So, you can live as much by design as by default, but you want to at least begin to realize that you're co-creating your own reality. Again, more design than default. And also make it clear to yourself that when you make a decision, you are clear about what you're doing. Like, sometimes people just won't make a decision, or they procrastinate and just keep putting something off. Well, you know what? That's actually a decision. It's a decision not to act. And if you have a lot of decision not to act in your life going on, then you're going to kind of create inaction, which is going to be making you feel stuck. So these are just thoughts, ideas. So we talked about, again, the create by design rather than default. Well, in addition, the way you feel indicates whether you're allowing or resisting too. So, sometimes people have this low-grade fever of fear going on, but, you want to really look at how am I feeling, because that'll be very, very important. So it is time for a break, and I'm Dr. Cynthia Bischoff, your host for Heartliving with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is the media partner for Omega Institute, and if you want more info, you can go to dreamvision7radio.com. We'll be back shortly for more tips on saying yes to a great life. Thanks so much for listening.
Are you ready to live a more meaningful and passionate life? Through the principles of Heartliving with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff, international life coach and energy medicine practitioner, you'll delve into new theories, discover life wisdom, and achieve greater balance. Become inspired. Connect with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff through her Dream Vision 7 radio show, Heartliving with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff. Visit Cynthia's website at heartliving.com and like her Facebook page at facebook.com/heartliving for inspiration and guidance. Cynthia has helped thousands transform their lives. Let her lead you on a remarkable journey of the heart.
If you're living with fear and stress in your life, there is an answer.
If you're ready for a better way, step through the doorway.
The Doorway is a multimedia online course for transcending fear, transforming relationships, accessing inner guidance, and experiencing more inspiration and trust in your life.
To learn more about these online courses based on the teachings of A Course in Miracles and David Hoffmeister, go to acimcourses.com.
Join us every Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. Eastern on the Dream Vision 7 Radio Network for Heartliving with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff, where you'll discover life wisdom and achieve greater spiritual awareness. Through Cynthia's coaching tips, healing stories, and inspirational interviews, you will improve your relationships, find greater balance, and achieve inner peace today. Join thousands who've transformed their lives through Heartliving.
Omega Institute, offering workshops, retreats, and online learning dedicated to awakening the best in the human spirit. With a 40-year track record, pioneering holistic studies, and helping more than 1 million people find a deeper sense of purpose, Omega is known the world over as a trusted source for an integrated approach to personal growth and social change. Located in Rhinebeck, New York, just 90 miles north of New York City, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org.
Are you ready for the quantum age?
Humanity's next step in evolution?
Dream Vision 7 Radio Network invites you to the extraordinary platform of Evolutionary Voices for the Quantum Age.
Let's explore. Learn more about this upcoming age where we bridge science with spirituality.
Where potentiality meets reality.
Where we take compassion into action.
Our trailblazers and visionaries will ask the whys, the what-ifs, while igniting continuous possibility.
Come along with us into an age beyond what we know today, where we can grow together in unity consciousness.
Experience Evolutionary Voices for the Quantum Age, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern on DreamVision7Radio.com.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back. You're listening to Dream Vision 7 Radio. I'm Dr. Cynthia Bischoff of the Heartliving with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff show. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is the media partner for Omega Institute. Our topic is saying yes to a great life. So earlier in the show, we talked about universal principles, and we're going to continue with just a few more. And they are, I mentioned before, live your life by design. And so along that line, or in continuing the concept, The way you feel is going to indicate your level of allowing or resisting. And I had mentioned that some people, have a fear or worry going on all the time, which is pretty much a resisting rather than allowing energy or feeling. Now, every time that you improve the way that you feel, so in other words, you feel better or you feel less resistant or whatever, you're going to feel more powerful. And I think few people realize that goes hand in hand. So again, every time you improve the way that you feel, you're also going to feel more powerful. So just remember that. And if you become aware of a negative feeling, you can think of it this way. You would have time to choose a different thought and feeling in order to choose, what would be considered a more desired outcome. So again, if you are suddenly one day you're thinking and you go, oops, that's a negative thought, then let it go and choose a more desired outcome. It's not that tough to do. But focusing on something, that you think you want, and then saying no to it repeatedly means that you're saying yes to it vibrationally. Let me explain. If I say, I don't want to be sick, so I'm focusing on this illness. I go, I don't want to be sick. And I go, don't want to be sick, and I keep saying no to it. The other way they say it is the universe does not hear the word not. I do not want to be sick. It hears I do want to be sick. So any no's or negatives or any of that, you're actually saying yes vibrationally to the thing. Or I don't want to lose my job. You're saying, lose my job. So it gets included in your vibration. So you want to let go of the no's or the nots, but focus instead on the positive. So instead of I don't want to get sick, focus on I am well. And when I say I am well, what's interesting is there is a very small little chapbook by George Winslow Plummer that I read years ago. And he said, when you start to desire something, at some point shift desire into have. So in other words, if I were sitting in my office and I decided, I'd love to have a limo, which, by the way, I would not want to have. But anyway, I'd love to have a limo. And so I could go, I'd love to have a limo, and just be thinking about what I want. Well, he would tell you that you're drawing the want to yourself, not the actuality of having it. But if instead I leap forward and go, I could see that limo sitting in front of my office, and I could see there being a special parking space for it. And then my friend calls me. I could hear, imagine my friend calling me and saying, hey, Cynthia, I want to borrow your limo. So now I've taken it from wanting it all the way to seeing myself having it. And that's what you want to continue to do is, guide yourself into the feelings and the thoughts and the vibration of being able to have the thing it is that you desire. So to receive what you want then, remember, don't do the knots. And then also do not push against the unwanted. That's another way it's been said. So just let go of the negative thing and be thinking, what if I did have it? What would that look like? How would I feel? And so forth. Now, once you expect something, expect is like saying you're trusting that it's going to happen. So, all right, once you expect it, then it's believed that you have to decide that it is going to come. So it's almost like saying, the universe is going to meet my expectations. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling eager, which is all that feeling of feeling expectant. Okay? So again, universal principles. These are some of the ideas. Now, your emotions will tell you a lot about what's going on for you. Because when I mentioned earlier this idea of resistance versus allowing it to happen, are you feeling resistant, or are you actually feeling like, no, I'm allowing it. I'm feeling good. I'm in alignment with it. But your emotions will indicate to you whether you're resisting or allowing. And also your emotions can also be tied directly into this point of attraction, what it is you're trying to attract. Because your emotions are really considered to be sort of what are called vibrational interpreters, So they're telling you where your vibration is. So there's lots of interesting awareness that can come out of you just tuning into how am I feeling? What are your emotions? And your moods, by the way, are really just habits. In fact, often they're called, and I'm going to be doing a presentation in April at our local hospital, Virginia Beach General, and there's more at my website, heartliving.com. But we'll talk there about your moods are really vibrational grooves, and they're like familiar patterns, of behavior, repetitious habits and so on. But your moods are simply habits or vibrational grooves. And once you start to become aware that you dip into them or live in them in some cases, you can also become aware